Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode number 11 of the TechByte morning show powered by TechSolid. Now, I apologize over the last week. It was spring break, and I was on spring break, so the channel really didn't have a whole lot of content. We did manage to get out an iPhone SE video, which was the important thing, but other than that, we really didn't have much content over the last week. So I apologize for that. I'm back. Things should be picking up as we shift around staff, remove staff, other things like that, and get things really going again. But I did want to kind of recap and give my opinions of the Apple event that happened on March 21st. So as you guys know, Apple did announce the iPhone SE, and they also announced a smaller iPad Pro coming in at 9.1, something like that. I forget the exact dimensions. But basically the same size of a standard iPad. We now have an iPad Pro version. It's significantly cheaper. It's about $599, which compared to almost $1,000 for the iPad Pro regular, then, it's still a pretty hefty device. And considering that if you want the keyboard and the pencil, it's $599 plus about $200 for each of the accessories. So the mini iPad Pro was pretty cool. That was as expected. The iPhone SE, a lot of people were really upset that Apple created another 4-inch device. And in all honesty, it's a very good thing that they're doing this because the iPhone SE will help Apple as a whole, especially whenever it comes to Apple Pay. So Apple Pay has been out for over a year now. It's almost 2 years old. And the main problem with Apple Pay whenever it was first announced and released was A, the amount of banks that lacked support, B, the amount of users that were actually using the device, and C, the lack of merchants accepting Apple Pay. Because I know that is still, it's gotten better, but that is still a significant problem that stands for Apple Pay is the lack of merchants. But one of the main problems was a very small percentage of people use Apple Pay because in order to use Apple Pay, you have to be on a supported device. So back whenever the iPhone 6s came out, you had to be on an iPhone 6 or have an Apple Watch to use Apple Pay. So with Apple creating a budget smartphone, not only does it appeal to the phone size liking of other people, but it also appeals to the simple fact that it's a budget smartphone and the iPhone SE has Apple Pay built in. So more people will have access to Apple Pay. Therefore, this should push the expansion of Apple Pay forward. I've talked to a lot of people about this, and to me, that's the most significant thing. You have people getting on up-to-date devices. They're going to be able to run the applications. They are going to benefit from a very healthy iOS ecosystem. So not only did that happen, but they also lacked one major thing, and this is one thing I was very disappointed about. There was no new MacBooks, and if you guys follow the channel very well, we usually cover a lot of iPhone and, iOS rumors and stuff like that. So we were expecting to have some sort of SkyLake Macbooks or a MacBook refresh of some sort, but we did not have that this year. Or not this year, but this event. So a lot of people were scratching their heads. A lot of people were upset. Generally, I wasn't too upset with Apple simply because, I was disappointed that there was no new MacBooks, but, still they had a really great event. It was actually a very short event. Generally, Apple events, happen they usually last about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And this one actually lasted 1 hour right on the dot or shortly beforehand. I was extremely surprised. It was one of the shortest Apple events ever. So yeah, we got the iPhone SE, we got the 9.7-inch iPad Pro. Not only this, they also really announced some initiatives that they're taking on. And one thing I really didn't notice with the Apple event was how eco-friendly Apple really was. Apple, a lot of their stores, a lot of their facilities all run on renewable energy. So whenever you make a request to Siri, you can feel good about yourself knowing that the facility using to process Siri requests are running off complete renewable energy. Most of Apple's packaging is like 90% renewable and recyclable materials. A lot of the materials that are sent into Apple, such as your old phones, a lot of those materials are recycled. So I'm really impressed, and their new campus is going to be completely off the energy grid completely. So they also did announce a pretty cool robot called Liam, who basically tears apart an iPhone in like 10 to 20 seconds. So that was really impressive as well. So Apple really has a green thumb. And I've always known Apple has been pro-environment, but I didn't realize how green they were. So overall, we had a really good iPhone event, or not iPhone, but Apple event. Obviously, the first one of the year is usually not significant. It's usually the September and October events that are very significant. No previews of iOS 10, so we are expected to see that sometime between now and September, because they always hint at iOS 10 and then they release it whenever the new iPhone comes out. So we have officially moved on. I think we're gonna close the chapter of this Apple event. We're gonna start looking forward. We're gonna start looking for iOS 10 rumors. We're gonna start looking for more prominent iPhone 7 rumors, possibly the Apple Watch 2. So videos may be at a small little slowdown, but as we continue to approach September, these increase and the amount of videos will increase. So really, you don't have to go anywhere except for TechSolid. We promise not to spam your inbox, but if you guys haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to TechSolid. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We are beginning to post more often on our social media platforms. We're going to try to really utilize our website this year. I know we're already 1 quarter into this year, so time has just slipped by us, but we still have good time to really do the things that we want to do and continue pushing TechSolid forward. We are well on our way to 2,000 subscribers, which is great. We are well on our way to 1 million total video views. So all this is awesome, and I really can't wait to continue to cover these news stories and unbox more products as we get there. We've actually gotten some really awesome press inquiries. We haven't really had the time to sort through them yet, but hopefully we should have some variety unboxings. You know, companies, they come to us, and we're usually very open to it. You know, if a company is saying they're willing to take their time to contact us, hoping that we can bring some traffic to their product, obviously we kind of have to consider that as well. So we've actually got some really awesome things. I actually have, I think, 1 or 2 things laying around here that I have yet to make a video on, but I will be sure to get to that. But anywho, thank you guys for all the support you guys are giving TechSolid. We are extremely happy that we are still going 1 year strong still. We are about 1 year and 1 month into the TechSolid project, and it's absolutely fantastic. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys inside our next video.